The comfort zone is a lie. Let me tell you the hard truth. Most people are never going to live the life they truly want. Not because they're not smart, not because they don't have the talent, but because they're too damn comfortable. They build a life that looks safe, but on the inside they're empty. They're bored. They're stuck. They sit there saying, maybe next year, maybe when I'm ready, maybe when I'm not scared. Let me break it to you. That maybe is a lie. There is no perfect time. You're not going to suddenly feel ready one day. Fear doesn't go away. You just learn to move through it. If you keep waiting, you'll look up one day and realize you've been stuck in the same spot for years, and it hits you. You've been living small, playing it safe, avoiding risk, and that's the real failure. The comfort zone, it doesn't protect you. It kills your drive. It makes you soft. It whispers, relax. Don't push. Stay where it's easy. But guess what? Nothing grows where it's easy. Not your potential, not your confidence, not your future. You want to level up? You're going to have to do things that make your stomach turn. You're going to have to speak when your voice shakes. You're going to have to act when you're not sure what's coming next. You're going to have to take risks. Every strong man you admire, every leader, every winner, every success story, they stepped into the unknown. They took hits. They failed. They got back up, and they kept swinging. Why? Because comfort never built a warrior. Comfort never made a man proud of himself. Comfort never created legacy. And let's be real, if you're not taking risks, if you're not pushing past fear, then you're not growing. You're not improving. You're just existing. You think you got time? You don't. Life moves fast, and every day you waste hiding in comfort is a day you could have been building something real. You want purpose? You want power? You want to look in the mirror and respect the man you see? Then you've got to step out. You've got to step up, and you've got to take the damn risk. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting. Stop hoping someone else will save you. This is on you. Get uncomfortable. Do the thing that scares you. Speak your mind. Make the move. Start the thing you've been putting off. You'll never feel fully ready, but you don't need to be ready. You need to be brave, because in the end, the comfort zone won't give you a life worth living, but risk absolutely will. Fear is proof you are alive. You ever feel that rush, that thunder in your chest when you're about to do something that actually matters? That moment right before you step up, speak out, or show the world what you've got? That voice in your head starts screaming, what if I fail? What if I look like an idiot? What if I get rejected, humiliated, exposed? Good. That's proof you're still in the game. That's your body, your soul, your spirit telling you this matters. Because if it didn't matter, you wouldn't feel a thing. There'd be no fear, no heartbeat, no adrenaline. You'd just be drifting, numb, safe, soft. And that's not what you were born for. You weren't made to be some invisible, forgettable extra in the movie of life. You were made to be the one who shows up, the one who walks into the fire, the one who hears the fear and moves anyway. Fear is not your enemy, it's your GPS. We're taught to see fear as something bad, to run from it, to numb it, to avoid it at all costs. But that's not what fear is. Fear is a signal. Fear is your mind trying to protect you, but it's also trying to lead you. It's a compass pointing straight at the thing that will change you forever. Because let me tell you something, if you're scared to speak, that's exactly where your voice is waiting to be unlocked. If you're scared to act, that's where your strength is hiding. If you're scared to go for it, then that is where your destiny begins. Bravery is built in the fire. You don't become a man by hiding from fear. You become a man by confronting it again and again and again until you realize it was never about eliminating fear. It was about dominating it. You think warriors don't feel fear before battle? You think champions don't have doubts before the game? You think leaders don't second-guess themselves before taking the shot? They all do. But the difference is they don't let it stop them. They move through it. They use it as fuel. Because once you understand that fear is just a door, you stop standing outside and you start kicking it wide open. You don't have to be fearless, you have to be relentless. Forget trying to be fearless. Fearless is a myth. Even lions feel fear before they pounce. What matters is being relentless, unshakable, willing to walk into the storm with your chest out and your jaw clenched. That's power. That's masculinity. That's the stuff that separates the boys from the men. Real men don't run from fear. They hunt it down. They say, if this scares me, then I'm going straight through it. They know that the cost of playing small is far greater than the risk of failing. The pain of regret is far more painful than the pain of fear. Think about this. Fear lasts seconds. Regret can last a lifetime. You'll forget the stutter in your voice. You'll forget the awkward moment. You'll forget the fall. But what you won't forget is the time you didn't speak up, the time you stayed silent, the time you let fear win. That moment will echo in your mind louder than any embarrassment ever could. And one day, you'll be staring at the mirror, asking yourself, what could I have been if I didn't let fear choose for me? Time doesn't wait for the fear to leave. Let's get real. The clock is ticking whether you're scared or not. The world doesn't pause because you're nervous. Opportunities don't wait around until you feel ready. And truth is, you may never feel ready, but you've got to move anyway. You've got to step into the moment like it's your last shot, because it might be. You never know when that window closes. And the difference between the man who wins and the one who stays stuck, one moved despite fear. The other, he just waited for fear to disappear. So here's the challenge. Stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what if I win? What if this is the moment everything changes? What if this is the beginning of the life I've always wanted? Because deep down, you already know. You know that your dream lives on the other side of fear. You know that if you don't chase it now, you'll regret it forever. You know that the man you're meant to become is waiting on the other side of that fear, with his arms crossed, watching to see what you do next. So what are you gonna do? Hide or rise, freeze or fight, cower or conquer? Because fear might show up, but if you've got the guts to look it in the eyes and walk right through it, that's where everything changes. You have to walk through the fear. Fear is proof you're alive, but courage is proof you're in control. So next time your heart's pounding, your hands are shaking, your brain's screaming, no, smile, because you've just found the edge. And real men don't step back from the edge. They jump, they build wings on the way down, and they rise. That's how you live. That's how you grow. That's how you win. Risk is the bridge to everything you want. Let's get one thing straight. Everything you want and the power, the purpose, the pride, it's all on the other side of risk. You want the body that turns heads, the business that changes your life, the confidence to walk into any room like you own it, the freedom to live on your own terms. It all demands risk. You don't get greatness by playing it safe. You don't become legendary from the comfort zone. You don't unlock your full potential by avoiding fear. Risk is the price. And most men aren't willing to pay it. They talk about goals, they dream big, they make plans and write lists and wait for the right time. But when it's time to leap, they freeze because they're scared. Scared of failing, scared of being judged, scared of the unknown, scared of losing. But here's the truth they avoid. You're losing right now. Every second you hesitate, you lose ground. Every day you play small, you lose momentum. Every time you let fear win, you lose yourself. Yeah, taking risks is scary. You might fall, you might mess up, people might laugh, you might even lose for a while. But let me ask you this. What's more terrifying, failing now or being 80 years old, looking back knowing you never even tried? Because failure hurts, no doubt, but regret haunts you. It eats away at you. It whispers, you could have been more. You want to know what separates real men from the rest? They risk. They step up when it's uncomfortable. They leap while others wait. They make bold moves and bet on themselves, even when the odds aren't perfect. Why? Because they know that risk is the bridge between who you are and who you're meant to be. The man who takes risks becomes dangerous. Dangerous in the best way. Focused, relentless, unstoppable.